next phase, once the letter of intent is fully executed, meaning signed by both sides, is the due diligence process. And I would say this has to be the most brain damaging process, in my opinion. You have different phases of the due diligence from the buyer's point of view. You've got the financial due diligence. That's where basically the buyer is going to come and they're going to request a lot of your financials. They're going to want to look at your bank statements. They're going to want to look very deeply into your financials. This can be just cause a lot of anxiety, to be quite honest with you, for a lot of people. A lot of shop owners, they feel like their financials aren't in the best of order and they feel like this is going to be a big problem. And if you're a larger deal, it can be a big problem, meaning like if you're a larger shop and you're selling. And just think of this, they want to make sure that what you are telling them you are selling is what it is. And that's the whole purpose of the deep dive into the financial review. The next step is environmental due diligence. Has anybody heard of a phase 1? Have you ever heard of that? So they'll do a phase 1 environmental. Basically, they hire an environmental firm to come out to your shop. They're going to come and take a look at it and make sure that you're not pouring paint on the ground, that you're not pouring oil on the ground, that you're not pouring antifreeze on the ground or been doing it for 20 years or 50 years or whatever. They want to make sure the property is clean. They're going to do some vendor due diligence. They're going to want to get to know your vendors, get to know your employees, and there's so many other miscellaneous parts of the due diligence. Bottom line is this phase can be very, very unnerving. Unnerving for you as a seller because you're basically giving up all the information, all of the secret sauce, if you will, that you've been developing for years about your business. A lot of anxiety of like, what if the deal doesn't go through? That's a big concern, right? And then you've given up all this information. And there's ways to get around that to secure you. And it's just so high level that I couldn't possibly explain those scenarios and get around. But there are ways to make it a little more secure process for you.